Hi guys, Scorpion's Fatality here. I don't know why, but I found this girl in my old plushies, and I have no memory of her whatsoever. But she is actually a fully plush horse from an old computer game that I remember I found in the Toys R Us clearance bin back in 2005. I don't remember this one's name. I'm gonna have to dig out the CD again and mess around because I cannot remember to save my life. I think it was Carrot Top or something. I don't remember. Um, but I don't know why. I don't like Cabbage Patch Kids at all. They creep me out. But this horse, I don't know why I'm in love with the shape of it. Let's get close up. It's probably impossible to see on camera, but she actually has blush marks on her cheeks. They're very faint, though. I think she was actually purely hand stitched. Like, I don't know where she came from, but I know she's from Cabbage Patch. Where's my pony? Because if you actually play the game and you actually look at the little loading screens close enough for like 10 minutes, because that's how long it takes to load, this is the horse you'll see. Now, I haven't done anything to this horse. I haven't cut off the original, I don't know what these are called, tag things that hold down the saddle, though I actually plan on it. Also, you can see the saddle has actually been stitched to her butt. Come on. There we go. And, it's by weird thread. It's almost embroidery thread. I do plan on cutting the two little things off on the sides and then cutting the stuff off of the rump. I have no idea where she came from, but she has a yarn mane, yarn tail, and these little ribbons with the little butterflies actually came from the game itself. Now, something I find very interesting for most plushies, they don't have anything but polyfill. Excuse me. They don't have anything but polyfill in the legs to get them to stand or whatever. So what this gal does is it's not very bendable or anything. Well, a little bit, but not much. There is a thick wire. I'm grabbing it right now. And it goes down into the foot and it curls over. And I don't know what this is, but I think there's cardboard or cardstock or something inside of the foot. It's really hard to tell, but so that's making the bottom of them flat, which I commend them for doing, because even on a bed it's hard to get her to fall over, because you can stand her right up, but where is my scissors? Here we are. So I know, like, all collectors are like, don't take the tags off, it decreases the value and blah 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 blah. Well, I'm taking the tags off. And I'm taking the little threads off of the rump. Wow. Okay, so this actually was not very firmly held on its own. But, as I found out, it's just Velcro. She looks cuter without the saddle, honestly. What I don't understand is why didn't they have bridles on them? Here is the saddle itself. It is pretty decent. The embroidered butterfly patches are a bit spooky in the face, but and they're coming off a little bit. I never realized, is that the only fucking thread that's holding these two things on? I think it might be. But here is the part that's flipped that's usually hidden. As you can see, there is embroidery all along there. What I'm assuming is they just flipped the pattern so it was totally even. The strap is just Velcro on the end, and it just Velcros to this fleece. I'm glad they use fleece, though, and not something cheaper. Also, I find it interesting that they use satin. It's probably a very cheap satin. It feels very, very flimsy. But I'm not going to be taking the ribbons out, even though these big bows, fluff, whatever you want to call them, are actually tied by small ribbon. Now, one thing about her that I really find dumb is, I don't know if you guys can see it real well. Try to increase the brightness level. The eyelashes are actually cheapy felt that's glued on around the eye. And now, that white part, yes, it is part of the eye itself, because I can fit my nail under there, and it feels part of the eye. I feel like they didn't add enough white to the eye to make it stand out. And another thing is, horses actually don't have totally round eyes. They're more of a slanted oval shape. But I'm guessing they did this to be more appealing to kids, because sometimes the more realistic you go, it doesn't exactly appeal. It doesn't exactly like make every audience happy. I love how they did the nostrils just a little bit higher. It adds to the style. And yes, I am aware that Martha originally owned the doll babies and she made them and blah blah blah, and how Robert Xavier stole the idea, but right now we're talking about the Cabbage Patch Pony. And I do think, I don't support Cabbage Patch stealing stuff, but I mean, they're a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar company now, so, I mean, there's nothing really you can do. Anyway, it's kind of hard to see. There is multiple threads for embroidery. There's about 4 threads of brown embroidery floss, embroidery thread, whatever you want to call it. This plush fur, I want to say is mink, but it's a very, very, very weird type of mink. I've never seen mink like this short, but I like that it goes the direction of the grain. aka it all goes in one direction. It's not like an actual horse where it goes downwards and it doesn't go all over. I like that very much. Also, another thing on the feet, actually, which I don't understand exactly, and I make plushies. It's probably hard to see, but right there, that's a piece of ribbon. It's on every single foot. I don't know why they put that there. Maybe for tags. So here is her butt tags. She has 3 butt tags. Those are blank. And then we have the copyright tag. Sorry for my shaky hand. I'm trying to let you guys get a nice view. But I have not seen very much of the plush Cabbage Patch horses. I've seen the crimp and style ones, I think they were called. They were plastic shells. Excuse me. Plastic molds, and it was just, they were pure plastic, and it was more of how My Little Pony does their horses. And, like, there's no plush about it. It's just these hard toys. And I'm sorry my camera is out of focus. My phone doesn't want to like me today. But honestly, there's gorgeous work on the head. This is actually anatomy is perfect on the ears. The ears, I have barely seen like any toys for horses where they get the ear shape actually correct with plushies. I have never in my life seen a plushie that actually has real horse ears. Usually plushies just leave them unstuffed and they just make this generic shape for them, but with her, they actually embroidered a little bit inside of the ear from what it looks like to sculpt it, and gives it a little bit more realism, yet at the same time it maintains this little happy cartoony look. There is a lot of seams on the face, but what can you expect from a plushie that has such a specific head shape? But she's very soft, and I don't really have any complaints. I have no complaints for her. I think my only complaint would be don't put wires in the legs, because if you wanted to try to use her as like a cuddle buddy or to sleep with her, or let your kids do it, whatever, it's very, very hard to like hug this pony because of the wire frames in the leg. And I do wish that I could remove the wire, but I feel like I risk damaging the stuffed animal. Even though I do so, I can do a lot of repairs. I have to do a repair on Rain from Spirit Stallion Cimarron, who I'm going to make a video on after this. But yeah, I thought I would show off this girl because I've seen nothing on Cabbage Patch horses. I see Cabbage Patch dolls, but I never see the horses. But anyway, also another thing that bothered me about this saddle, other than like it was practically stapled to her butt. A horse's saddle isn't that far back. The saddle should actually be further up. And let's see if I can do this with one hand. I did it. On a horse, the girth shouldn't be far back. It should be about like up here. But I guess the plush has decided that it's only going to go partially. And I guess they did that so you could see the full saddle. And I guess they sewed the back of it down so it could be like, it wouldn't pop upwards. But personally, I like being able to take it off of the plush. And that's actually why I don't like Briar Christmas models, because they make it as a decoration only most of the time. They'll have buckles and stuff where once you take something off, you're never getting it back on how it was, which is pretty depressing. But I'm happy that this has Velcro and it's not like, oh, it's sewn to the horse or whatever. That would just kind of ruin it. But yeah, she's a good little horse. And I have zero idea where she came from. I think she came from a thrift store. I have no idea. And if you want a size reference, here is a standard size water bottle. So yeah, she's a very pretty horse, pony, whatever. But again, she's from the game Where's My Pony? She's from the loading screen. If you don't believe me, look it up. Look up the game. You'll actually see her. But yeah, it's not a bad plush. It's actually a very, very high detailed plush. If only plushies would still make horse ears like this. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.